Survivors first!
Save our kids!
Survivors first!
Save our kids!
Survivors first!
Save our kids!
Hello guys, Red Pill Phil. Hope you're all doing very well. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon here in Rochdale, just outside the town centre. You're welcome, mate, you're welcome. That actually brings me on to the point why I'm here. That's Billy there from PAG UK, organising an event. And that event is Survivors First, which I'll be speaking to Billy shortly about it. It's like a collaboration. In fact, Billy, while you're here, pal,
yes, pal.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Very good, Phil, thank you. Well, thanks for coming, mate. It's what we need.
So, Billy, can you tell us what today's all about, pal?
So, what I've been doing over the last 18 months with Dan from Chatterboys, Mike from Darklight, we've been travelling around the UK gaining support.
Yeah.
To pull together all these anti-child abuse groups what are looking at stopping child sexual exploitation around the UK, come together and make one big group called Survivors First.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting Survivors First all around the UK. We're going to force support for these people. We're going to force accountability for those that don't do the job. And we're going to safeguard children ourselves because it's not being done by the establishment.
Brilliant. Thank you. It's like guilt the establishment into actually doing something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Because it's one thing going out on marches talking about these victims, but it's turning back and helping them and showing that.
It's like we've discussed before, it's all right doing an interview with somebody and then saying right on to the next subject. And then leaving that poor person without any support, without any help, without anything. So this is what this is about.
They're more than a statistic, aren't they? They're actually a human being with feelings. And
it has took me nearly 4.5 years to build what you're seeing here today. It's not been easy, but I've met some wonderful people, and today you're going to hear some very powerful speeches that's going to break you in two.
So what's the actual plan today then, mate?
So
we're on a march now.
We're marching down to the riverside.
Yep.
As you can see, the police didn't turn up. We met with the police yesterday and organised everything with them, and they haven't turned up. So we've been left to do it ourselves. So we've sorted our own stewarding out. This is just local people just getting all together and trying to, we're marching to the local authority building here. This is where the powers that be reside, children's services. Sorry, can I just switch off 1 minute, folks?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No worries. Okay. Right up. Oh, Jesus, she's just put the finger up. Why did she put the finger up?
Save our kids!
What's going on there? As we was on this march then, I just noticed a woman who was an innocent bystander walking past in the opposite direction, who just flipped the finger.
I'm just doing a quick talk on about the prevalence of where we are. We've discussed this before.
We have indeed, mate.
Right, guys, when they all get in, I just want a quick word with you all about the history of Rochdale, my town, the town that I love. To the right here was a big building called the Black Box. It was the children's services. Sorry. So come in, guys, so you can hear me, please. I know I'm not very loud speaker. So guys, what I'm looking at here is there's a reason why I've stopped us here. To our right there used to be a big black box building where the local authorities used to operate from. Children's services, council, everything council worked from the building here. Hang on, if you knew the setup between what was the Rochdale child abuse situation, you'll read that the boys from No View was going to a toilet called Smith Street Toilets where they was being abused and being cottaged by older gentlemen. And this was done in the full view of Rochdale Council. Rochdale Council on a daily basis watched this happen and did nothing to prevent it. If you look behind you, there's the toilets that happened that night. Now I know 4 lads that went to what you did in them toilets are no longer with us. They took the wrong lads. They're no longer with us. They're no longer here. So I wanted to stop here today and just have a thought for them guys who are no longer here. And I can't tell you what happened. I want to tell you for them. So that's why we've stopped, guys. Thank you.
Guys,
good on you, mate. Good on you.
That's a round of applause.
Just to let that sink in what Billy said, yeah? Social services offices, yeah, where the social workers, yeah, were sat in the room, yeah, they was watching, yeah, young boys from 8 years, 9 years onwards, yeah, stood outside those toilets, yeah, being paid 50p each, yeah, to perform sexual acts on grown men, yeah. Now, what the council said about that, they said the boys, yeah, were authors of their own abuse, yeah. So talk about victim blaming on a flipping massive scale. This is all true. This is all factual. This was in the ICSA report, yeah. So we had a report on Rochdale from the independent inquiry into child abuse, and these were the findings. This is just one of the findings. I implore you to read the Rochdale report. Have a flick through it.
It's like the bus wants us to move out of the way. I guess the buses still want to keep moving, eh, mate?
Everything keeps moving.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing.
Yeah.
We've got kids are getting raped, kids are getting abused. The world doesn't care, and that's why we're standing today for the kids.
Indeed, mate. Indeed.
Save our kids! 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 Save our kids!
Can you drop me to hold one? And not that one. I will start that sentence.
Hey, should we go in Riverside?
We'll get in. Yeah, I think so.
I remember that guy in the Viz vest when we was walking through the bus station last time. He made a comment that wasn't very nice. Acted like he had no interest. He had no opinion, I think, is what he said, if I remember rightly. But anyway, I digress.
Put this down in front. Yeah. Nice one, guys. Pull it out a bit more, Dan. A bit more central. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
This one right here, guys, right in the middle here.
Hello there, you alright? Oh, good.
Hey, Riverside's open. Should we go in?
No more silent survivors. Yeah.
What's the worst? Can you ask us to leave?
I
They can ask
survived.
us to leave.
Hashtag we
And we'll
survived.
leave because it's a peaceful demonstration.
That's it.
Showing all them national flags, mate. You must be considered an uber racist by doing this, eh? You're not just showing one, you're showing them all. Fantastic, mate. Take a... It is, indeed. But you know the connotation nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Flying a flag.
Inverted racism, that isn't it?
Exactly. And how are you doing, Dee?
I'm alright, Phil. How's yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. I didn't know whether to actually highlight you here or not, but I don't
mind.
know if anyone remembers.
I'll be famous for a while.
Well, you know, you deserve it. You definitely deserve to have a voice. If anyone doesn't remember, you're
I'm Samantha's mum.
That's right. So what does it mean for you here today, Dee?
Recognition,
Yeah.
awareness. People need to stand up and realise what's going on. It's not wide enough, is it?
No.
People don't know.
Yeah, people are not. I mean, that bus typifies what went on there. Sorry to upset you there, Dee. Honestly,
alright.
sorry. But it is. It's an important day, isn't it? It's an important day. And the more we talk about it and share it, the better. Really.
The more awareness it gives, doesn't it?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm sorry.
Hear that? You can hear it when they're talking.
I'm sorry, Pop.
strange, wasn't it?
24 years this lady has campaigned for the boys of Knowles Youth. For 24 years she's been called a liar, and even to this day they won't accept her testimony to press charges against the people that committed these crimes. She's going to tell you herself today of her own situation, but I want to point out this lady is Mrs. Rochdale. This lady fought for children for 25 years, and that can't be, you know, she needs a round of applause for that, guys.
So it wasn't too long ago where myself personally I've had the privilege of meeting up with Linda. What we'd like to do today is dedicate today the march, people speaking everything to Knowle View Residential School. Not just the lads who aren't with us anymore because they've taken their lives because they couldn't cope with what they've been through, the impact issues. You know, they weren't as fortunate as some of us today who have the privilege to be here, you know, from what we've been through. Yeah, so we just want to dedicate it to those lads today from Knowle View Residential School. Like Billy said, Linda's a mother of someone who was in Rochdale, who was in Knowle View Residential School. Been fighting for a hell of a long time, continues to fight to this day. She's been to the police, presented evidence, her son spoke out, and they've no further action in the case. Only the other day. We've had the privilege to meet Craig. I'm sorry he's not with us today. He's with us, but he's not here present today. But I'd just like you to say a few words, Linda, in a sec. So what we're going to do is we're going to light some candles. So we've got 100 candles that we're going to lie down and light. So it is for Knowle View, but also for children who across the UK who've suffered child abuse, who are no longer with us today. And have taken their lives or died through the abuse.
Across the world, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody, Dawn, who couldn't make it today.
Dawn Bland has kindly written us a bullying pot today.
So I'll just read this out from Dawn. Yeah. We've all come together reaching out to other survivors to join us together as we will fight this fight. We're reaching out to other survivors to step forward and speak out because together we are survivors first. Take our hand, let's all unite and march together and remember those from Knowle View who sadly are no longer here. Let us survivors first stand strong together as one of those who have never had justice. Let's show them our support, you are not alone. Together we are far stronger. Together we will push for changes and push for justice together. We are survivors first.
That's my speech,
Yes. Right, so thanks very much for that, Dawn. So what we're going to do is light some candles and we're going to throw some flowers in the river. Alright, sorry, we're going to do the candles at the fountain. We're going to put the flowers in the river here.
Yeah, sure.
Linda, would you like to say a few words and put the flowers in the river? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't know about being called Mrs. Rochdale. I'm more like Mrs. Emerald because I've been up there.
Oh, God.
Mine ain't going until it's got justice. Neither of these.
They'll stay there. They'll stay there.
Anyone else want to try one in? Do you want to try one in? Do you want to try one in?
Oh, okay, why not? Okay, guys. Victims are never forgotten.
And look at that, the roses are staying put. We're not going anywhere, they're saying.
No justice.
No justice, we'll stay here.
Yeah.
And we'll keep fighting.
Why, what are we doing? We're going back down there now?
So, I mean, you can see how important this is for the people of Rochdale, you know? The system don't seem to want to move on with this subject, just wants to bury it. You know, this is the place that's most affected. I think this is the council building. So many secrets within that place, it's just unbelievable. And then you look outside here, you're looking at the real life victims and people who know victims through 6 degrees of separation, or not even 6 degrees. You know, so you can imagine how the public are annoyed, furious. They still try to do things in the right way, just to get some awareness of this.
We might as well just get back there now.
Hey guys, we're just going to turn round and head back up to the... Let's go.
Is he going? He's just come out of that office. Is he just cutting through, or has he got to chat to someone? Oh.
You look so good from the guys.
Okay. So where are we going now, Billy?
Brilliant.
Where are we going now? Riverside?
Back, yeah, we're going north.
Going back?
Riverside.
Oh, okay.
That's the Riverside, the local authority building where all the squelches were. And I call them squelches because I'd love to throw them in the river.
Well, it's very poignant. Ironic.
I thought Linda's analogy of it was
Mrs. Hemorrhoids.
Mrs. Hemorrhoid. Because she has.
She's a thorn in their side,
I
isn't
love
she?
the woman to bits anyway.
Yeah.
Hold it, guys, just one sec while we get everyone up.
Oops, sorry, mate. I'm going a bit crazy with the zoom there. That's better.
Yeah, hold the front, hold the front, hold the front.
Right, I think I'll cut this segment here and start another one. Okay. This is Red Pill Phil. Like and subscribe, there'll be another section coming.